Good morning. I'm talking to you again about some emotional eating patterns and problems. And today I'm talking about food when it becomes love, when food is love. Now, food was never meant to be applied as an affection, but somehow in our lonely, inadequate lives, we have turned it into such. There are times when we are lacking attention and affection from someone that we love and need attention from. And when we don't get that love and attention, it creates a void, a great big old hole. And that hole needs to be filled. And so God created pudding, right? There ain't nothing better than a big old bowl of pudding. If you got some donuts that need to be filled, my favorite donut is that chocolate covered Boston cream with all the custard inside and 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 if you got some chocolate eclairs, there ain't nothing like that pudding to fill that hole inside of that chocolate eclair. And cannolis, y'all know what those are. You can use pudding to fill them too. But but truly, food was never meant to be a filler for affection. Food is just fuel for the body. I know that's a terrible way to put it, but truth is truth. And food was never meant to be a feeling for feelings. So we need to do something about that. When we have need for love and we can't get it, we run to food. I'll give you an example, and it is my story, my beginning of when food became love for me. When I was a child and I would go to school, I was scared sick. School was a terrible thing for me. School scared the daylights out of me. Oh Lord, when they came to pick me up on the bus, you would have thought they were hauling me off to a concentration camp. The thought of having to go to school scared the devil out of me. I hated it. So when I came home after being through all that traumatic experience, I just did not want to. I needed my mama. I needed love. I needed affection. I needed attention. And my mother just was busy. She was too busy for me. She had other children to take care of, and she just did not have the time to sit down and coddle Kathy. She just didn't. So what she did do was make a big old pot of food. And when I came home from school and I went running to my mama wanting to be hugged and coddled and taken care of, she just gave me one little message, and that was, "Are you hungry? There's food on the stove." Now my mama, she cooked a big old pot of food. She didn't cook none of these little baby pot saucepans. What the heck are those things? When I look at these pot sets and I see these little bitty pots and I say, what good are they? I was raised in a family where we made food in those great big old, oh, I don't know what you even call them, but they're big pots. The smallest of which is the Dutch oven. We use big pots. But my mama made this big old pot of food, and when I came home, she said, "You're hungry? There's food on the stove." Well, I was a little kid, so I couldn't reach the burner. So I would have to take a chair from the kitchen table, push it to the stove, climb up on that chair and climb into that pot and dig me out some food. And I learned to eat food until I felt better. I was tired, I was scared, I was afraid, I was lonely, I was needing love. My mama couldn't give me what I needed, so I got it from the pot. I ate until I felt better. It's not that I really felt better, it's just that I felt full and sometimes felt sick. And that took my mind off of being so sad and lonely and needing love. As the years go on, that became a habit. And it did not change for me with my family, with my mother as I got older. In fact, it got worse. But I learned to apply food to the hole or the void where love should have been. Now, as life goes on and these problems start to occur, and we realize that they're creating a little bit of a problem, I mean, if food is love, then sooner or later you're going to start having a little more than love handles, if you get what I'm saying. And pretty soon you're going to be overweight because food was never meant to be such a thing. Now it causes a problem, and now you need to fix the problem. And how in the heck are you supposed to do that? You're still needing love. You're still having a hole that needs to be filled, and pudding seems to do the job. But unfortunately, it is not right, and it causes all kinds of problems. So you have to figure out a way to take care of that problem. Now, how do you do it? How do you fill the hole or the void without the food? First of all, you got to realize what you're doing. You realize that you've got a hole that wants to be filled with love, but food is not going to take care of the problem. So, what is? Well, love will. So, the first thing you need to do is try and talk to the person who's avoiding you or neglecting you and let them know what you need from them. Sometimes that'll work, sometimes it won't. And when it doesn't, now what are you supposed to do? Well, the only thing you can do is give it to yourself. You have to learn how to love yourself. You have to figure out some ways to nurture yourself, to appease yourself, to take care of yourself, and to fix the longing inside of you so that hole, that void is no longer there. Is it possible, you ask? Yes, it's possible. There are many ways that we can love ourselves. There are many ways that we can nurture ourselves and make ourselves feel better. What that little child wanted when she came home was her mother to hug her and tell her it was going to be all right and everything was fine, and that she was gonna do good in school, and everything was going to be okay. That's all she really wanted. Now, if you can't get that from your mother, then who are you going to get it from? You have to learn to get it from yourself. So there are ways for you to talk to yourself and for you to bring yourself to the place to where you need to be, to where you feel the love and the nurturing that you need so that you don't have to go to the food. There are some ways to nurture yourself, and they are complimenting yourself. Realize, you are stronger than this. You are capable. You are able to get through this, and you will. Talk to yourself. Give yourself affirmations. Let you know who you are and what is expected of you and what you are capable of doing. Um, One of my favorite things to do is to do just this. Look at myself in the mirror and talk to me and tell myself that I love me. I know that sounds strange to some of y'all, but it works. I look in the mirror and I say, Kathleen, I love you. You are strong. You are capable. You are full of gifts and talents. You have magnificent green eyes. You have pretty good skin for a woman your age. And when you smile, you kind of light up a room. I really like that about you. Sooner or later, you're going to start to feel good about yourself, and you're going to start to feel like that hole is filling up, and you don't need pudding to do it. Some other things you can do is indulge yourself with things like baths, hot bubble baths, or sit in a hot tub, or light some candles, and put on some lotions that smell good. Sit in front of the makeup mirror. Give yourself a facial. Um, um, oh, oh yes, buy yourself some flowers. I used to wait for my husband to buy me flowers. In the beginning, he did a good job. He would buy me flowers and I would leave them on the table. And I would say, now, they're going to stay there until you buy me some new ones. And you don't want them right now. And then I'd bat my eyelashes at him and he would just run out to the store and buy me some more. Well, it got old. And sooner than soon, I was having to look at some dead flowers in the middle of my table, and I didn't like that. So you know what? One day I was crying and just throwing a fit because I didn't have my flowers. I gotta look at these old dead things. And then I realized I don't need to look at these old dead things. I can go get my own flowers. So I went to the store and I got me some flowers. And I felt pretty dang good about it, let me tell you. So you see what I'm saying? You can take care of yourself. Now, this is not something that's just going to snap, happen, and you're going to be, whoo, my goodness, I'm healed. Hallelujah, glory, glory. Doesn't always happen that way. It's something that you're going to have to work at, but it's something that you're going to have to realize what you're doing, number one. And then you're going to have to come to the conclusion that the pudding wasn't meant to fill the hole in your life. Maybe the holes in your donuts, but not the holes in your life. And as you go on and realize that you need to give the love to yourself, you need to start to nurture and fill the void on your own. Now I've gone almost 12 minutes with this one, but I really was planning on doing two. I was going to give you first the when food is love, and then the second one was going to be about the different ways to nurture yourself. But I did it on all in one, and it's 12 minutes right now. And if I cut it now, it will only be 12 minutes and 5 seconds.